Its mouth takes up 1/3 of its body. Its teeth curve inward. Prey can go in, but it cannot come out. A rod grows out of its forehead. The tip of that rod glows in absolute darkness. The male of this species does not hunt. It does not swim to find food. It does only one thing: find a female. And when it finds one, it disappears into the body of that female, forever. This creature exists at a depth of 3,300 feet, which is about 1,006 meters. It has existed like this for 130 million years. This is the anglerfish, and here is why its biology should not function. The anglerfish lives primarily in two zones of water: the mesopelagic zone, from 660 to 3,300 feet, or about 201 to 1,006 meters, and the bathypelagic zone, from 3,300 to 6,600 feet, which is roughly 1,006 to 2,012 meters. Some species have been recorded down to 9,900 feet, or roughly 3,018 meters. No species have been recorded near the surface. To understand why the anglerfish is a biological problem, you need to understand the environment it lives in, because that environment is what creates the problem. First, darkness. Sunlight completely disappears from 3,300 feet, which is about 1,006 meters. It does not fade. It is not dark, like a moonless night. It is absolute. Not a single photon exists here. There is nothing to look at. There is nothing to camouflage against. There is no way to hunt using any visual method recorded in other animals. Second, food scarcity. The prey density in the bathypelagic zone is 1,000 times lower than at the surface layer. Every calorie consumed to swim, to search, to move, is a calorie that cannot be recovered if prey is not caught. In this environment, uncontrolled movement means starving to death. Third, isolation. The population density of the anglerfish in the bathypelagic zone is so low that a male finding a female in absolute darkness at a depth of thousands of feet, or about thousands of meters, across millions of square miles, which is roughly millions of square kilometers, of water, is probabilistically almost impossible. The anglerfish did not simply adapt to these conditions. It built solutions around them, and that is what makes it a problem. What most people know about the anglerfish is this: it has a light on its head. It looks bizarre. It lives in the deep sea. This is an accurate description, but it is not complete by any scientific standard. The data shows something else. There are over 200 described and classified species of anglerfish. They are not alike in a superficial sense. Some have round bodies like a ball. Some have flat bodies like a leaf. Some have lights longer than their own bodies. Some have no externally visible light at all. But they all face the exact same set of problems: how to survive when there is no light, no abundant food, and almost zero chance of encountering another of their kind. Each species is a variation of the same mathematical problem. The anglerfish appeared about 130 million years ago, during the Cretaceous period, when dinosaurs still existed. Since then, Earth has gone through at least two major mass extinctions. The ocean has changed its temperature, acidity, and chemical composition multiple times. The anglerfish is still here, with those exact same biological solutions. The real problem is not what the anglerfish looks like. The problem is that every single system in its body, according to standard biological theory, should not be able to function the way it is functioning. And it has been functioning like that for 130 million years. What has actually been recorded is this: the predatory system of the anglerfish begins with two structures, the illicium and the esca. The illicium is the rod growing out of its forehead. On the surface, it looks like an antenna. Anatomically, it is the very first vertebra of the dorsal fin, completely transformed over millions of years of evolution to the point where it no longer retains any fin function whatsoever. It does only one thing: it holds the esca. The esca is the glowing part at the tip of the rod, And this is the point where this system starts to become anomalous. The esca is not an organ of the anglerfish. The light inside the esca is not produced by the cells of the anglerfish. The esca is a colony of bioluminescent bacteria, primarily Aliivibrio fischeri, living inside a small cavity at the end of the Elysium. The bacteria live in the environment that the anglerfish provides. In return, they glow continuously through their own chemical reactions. The anglerfish does not produce light, it outsources that job. This solves the energy problem in a way no other recorded species has done. The bioluminescence from the esca does not cost a single unit of energy from the anglerfish. The anglerfish does not swim to hunt. It stays still, or drifts slowly, and waves the esca like a lure. Prey approaches the light source. The anglerfish opens its mouth. Water pressure sucks the prey inside. The entire hunting process is executed with near zero energy consumption. The anglerfish has outsourced its entire predatory system to another living organism, and it has been doing this for 130 million years. But there is one unresolved problem. The anglerfish can control the light of the esca, turning it on, turning it off, and changing the flashing rhythm to mimic the movements of small prey. The bacteria in the esca glow continuously, as that is their chemical nature, and they have no natural shut-off mechanism. So how does the anglerfish control the light? Is it a physical, chemical, or neural mechanism? The answer, as of this moment, has not been determined by a single confirmed mechanism. The predatory system of the anglerfish is an anomaly. Its reproductive system is something else entirely. After the mid-roll ad is over, let me talk about the male anglerfish. Because the male anglerfish is nothing like the female in any sense other than its name, the female anglerfish can grow up to 8 inches, which is about 20 centimeters, depending on the species. A mature male is about 1 inch, or roughly 2.5 centimeters, long. That is 10 to 60 times smaller, depending on the species. But size is not the most notable difference. The male does not have an esca. It does not have a fully developed stomach. It does not have a complete digestive system. Anatomically, the male anglerfish is a creature fundamentally unequipped to survive on its own for long. It has a single organ that is hyperdeveloped compared to everything else in its body: its sense of smell. It is designed to detect the pheromones of a female in absolute darkness at a distance of hundreds of feet, which is roughly hundreds of meters. When the male hatches, it has one single mission: find a female before starving to death. There is no second mission. When the male finds a female using pheromones, it bites into her body, usually on the belly or the side. At that point of contact, enzymes in the male's mouth begin to dissolve the skin of both creatures simultaneously. It is not an attack. It is not parasitism in the traditional sense. This is a controlled tissue fusion process. The male's bloodstream connects to the female's bloodstream. The two systems become one. Then the degeneration process begins. The male's eyes degenerate, as they are no longer needed. Its fins degenerate, so there is no more swimming. Its brain degenerates, as there are no more independent decisions to be made. Its internal organs degenerate one by one, except for one thing: the testis. The male becomes a permanent part of the female's body. It is no longer an independent organism. It is merely a sperm supply connected directly into the female's circulatory system, nourished by her blood, and operating according to her hormonal signals. A single female anglerfish can carry 6 to 8 parasitic males at the same time. This has been documented. But here is what current data cannot explain. The female's immune system does not attack the male's tissue. In every recorded case of biological parasitism in vertebrates, the host's immune system eventually recognizes and reacts to foreign tissue. In the anglerfish, this does not happen. The immunosuppressive mechanism that allows this has not been identified. The consequences of this are still being measured. In 2021, A research vessel from the Schmidt Ocean Institute was conducting a survey at a depth of 2,600 feet, which is about 792 meters, off the coast of the Azores archipelago in the Atlantic Ocean. The camera of a remotely operated vehicle recorded a female anglerfish swimming. Attached to her belly was a male, fully fused, recognizable only by its shape. This was the first time in scientific history that a male anglerfish was recorded parasitizing a female in its natural environment, alive, and not from a collected specimen. In that footage, the female's esca flashed, irregularly, not on a fixed cycle, a pattern, but not the pattern that the Aliivibrio fischeri bacteria produce when glowing naturally and continuously. That pattern was recorded. It was analyzed. It has not been decoded. No one knows if this was a signal to attract prey, a communication signal with the parasitic male, a reaction to the presence of the remotely operated vehicle, or something else that has yet to be named. The footage exists. The pattern is recorded. As of this recording, it remains unclassified. The anglerfish has survived at least 5 mass extinctions over 130 million years. The mechanism that allows the male to fuse into the female without triggering the immune system remains unexplained. The mechanism for controlling the esca's light remains unidentified. File under Bathypelagic Zone being analyzed. Next file. How the giant squid rewired what scientists believed about deep ocean predation.